Have you ever felt the weight of the night pressing down, a silence so profound it gnaws at your very core? Let me take you back to a time when my family found ourselves stranded on the lonely stretch of Route 491, known as the Devil's Highway. It was a road trip, just my father, my mother, and me, a journey meant for laughter and memories. But as the engine sputtered and died, the laughter turned into a hushed worry, the kind that slithers into your gut. The heat of the day faded, the moonless sky stretched above us, and the eerie stillness of the desert enveloped our car like a shroud. Out there, the mesas loomed like ancient sentinels, keeping their secrets hidden. That was when he appeared, a figure emerging from the darkness, moving with an unsettling grace. My father swore he saw him first, a man with glowing eyes that seemed to pierce the very fabric of night. He approached slowly, each step deliberate, as if he owned the darkness around him. My father rolled down the window, the creaking sound echoing in the stillness, a fragile sound amidst an unyielding silence. The man offered help, his voice smooth and enticing, yet there was a chill that accompanied his words. "Need a hand?" he asked, but I could sense the underlying menace in his tone, a whisper of something ancient and unforgiving. My father hesitated, glancing back at my mother and me. We exchanged looks, the kind that speaks volumes without uttering a word. Something about this man felt wrong, and instinctively we refused his help. The man's expression shifted, a flicker of annoyance crossing his face, but it was gone as quickly as it appeared. Instead, his lips curled into a smile, revealing teeth that glinted like sharp knives in the dark. Then, as swiftly as he had come, he backed away into the shadows. My heart raced, the tension palpable as we watched him retreat, but the night was not done with us yet. That's when I noticed it. Claw marks, deep and ragged, etched into the hood of our car. They glistened under the faint light of the stars, a grotesque reminder of his presence, a mark of warning. My father's breath caught in his throat, and in that moment, an understanding passed between us. This was no ordinary man. He was something else, something born of the desert's darkest myths. We sat in the car, hearts pounding, as the silence returned, thick and suffocating. But then the desert began to hum, a low, vibrating sound that resonated in our bones, an ancient rhythm that felt alive. My father tried to start the car, but the engine sputtered in defiance. Panic began to creep in as the reality of our isolation settled over us like a dark cloud, heavy and oppressive. And then, just as suddenly as the humming began, it stopped. The night fell silent once more, but it felt different, charged with an unseen energy that made my skin crawl. In the distance, I thought I saw movement, shadows flitting between the mesas. Were they watching us? The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end as I realized we were not alone. Finally, the engine roared to life and we sped away, leaving the claw marks behind, but the memory clung to us like a second skin, an indelible mark of that night. To this day, my father swears it was a skinwalker, a creature that walks the line between man and beast. And every time I drive along that stretch of highway, I can feel it, the haunting presence of something watching. So, if you ever find yourself on Route 491, remember this. Not all who offer help have your best interests at heart. The desert holds its secrets close, and some are better left undisturbed. And as you drive, keep an eye on the shadows, for you never know what might be lurking just beyond the reach of your headlights. The night is alive, and it remembers. So, dear listener, what will you do if you find yourself on that forsaken road? Will you accept help from the dark, or will you heed the warnings of the night?